Oh my goodness, you gotta be flipping my flapjacks. Holy smokers, this ain't no joke. As TTCF stock is getting absolutely decimated here today, okay? We have so much to talk about in this video. We gotta talk about what's going on with TTCF stock. We gotta talk about many different things that are being said out there around this stock. What is the truth? What is lies? What is manipulation around this stock? We gotta talk about if I bought or sold my shares here today, okay? We got to talk about so much. I mean, it's just so much to get into. This is the second time I've actually recorded this video here today. And the reason being is the first time Loom didn't save the video. So now this is the second time I had to record this. And my flapjacks are still being flipped by this stock. Oh my goodness, guys. I hope you enjoy this as always. If you don't mind, smash the thumbs up. That's the only thing we have on a day like today. That's all we got is we got thumbs, man. We don't have any money, but we got thumbs at least, okay? So what's going on with this stock? Okay, so first off, it's down huge today, down about 10%. Now, first off, this is not the only stock down big today. I'm actually seeing a ton of popular stocks down between 4%, and some I even saw today that have been popular, and I've seen their tickers thrown around a lot recently, down over 30% today, okay? So, I mean, a lot of stocks are getting absolutely hammered today. We're going to talk about all the other stocks probably in another video, maybe tonight or something, okay? But for right now, this video is just dedicated toward TTCF and what is going on here with this stock. This stock's market capitalization is now $1.3 billion, okay? Company with massive growth in front of a massive changing industry with 9 figures of cash on their balance sheet is now trading at $1.3 billion, okay? Look at this. Look at this. The stock is at the cheapest it's been since back in November, December. Right now, here today, okay? I mean, the last time you could have got it for a cheaper price than this was literally back in November, December time when that stock was trading in like the $15-ish range, okay? Wow. What a just downward move here for this stock very recently, right? Okay? Now, oh my gosh, guys. Okay, there's so much misinformation being thrown around on the stock right now. It's ridiculous, okay? I haven't seen this much information on stock I personally own in a while, probably since maybe Tesla. This is not to the level Tesla's at. Let's be very clear about that in terms of the misinformation, the short seller attacks, the manipulation that was going on in that stock in 2018, 2019. Anybody that was in that stock, you know what I'm talking about. It was intense. It was on a daily basis. The trolls, the shorts, the misinformation, the ridiculous price targets that Tesla was going down to $0 or $5 a share and things like that. That was a whole other level, okay? This is the closest to that I've seen in terms of a stock I personally own, okay? Look at this, okay? This person, I'm selling. New CEO is bad news. The CEO is not leaving the company. Sam Galletti is not leaving the company. What are they talking about, okay? This is where I'm talking about. It's like, is it somebody that's really uneducated putting this type of information out there? Is it somebody that is trying to have scare tactics so people sell out of the stock so they can maybe make a lot of money on their short positions? Is it somebody maybe saying this so they can cause panic and maybe potentially buy more shares, right? Because, people see this and, if they're not educated on the stock and they don't know the places to look for this type of stuff, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, the CEO left the company. Holy smokes, that's crazy. Oh no, sell, okay? This is the type of stuff that happens on message boards and people read this type of stuff and they're like, oh my God, no, the CEO is not leaving the company. What are they talking about, okay? Absolutely ridiculous, all right? You're seeing stuff like this. Okay, let me be clear. Alan, there's nothing Alan would like more than me begging for change on the side of the road, okay, with a cup in my hand. There's nothing he would like more than you guys doing the same, okay? Definitely one of our biggest haters out here. He says things like this, calling it a scam stock. Scam stock. Okay, a scam stock. This is the type of stuff we have going on out there, guys, where it's just complete ridiculousness. The short seller attacks, the manipulation, the trolling on the stock is absolutely parabolic right now. Look at this, okay? Sell. This stock is definitely going to $9 now in a week. Bad news out. Panic. Sell. This is the type of stuff that goes on with the stock like this, okay? What you essentially have happening is you have short sellers wanting to cause people to panic, and you also sometimes, okay, this is very, very important. Not a lot of people really realize this, but sometimes what you'll actually have is you'll have what's called buyer attacks, okay? And it's essentially, imagine you want to build a really large position in a stock over the next 5-10 years, okay? Well, you could cause panic in the short term, people to sell out of their shares and those sorts of things, so you get to buy your shares for a lot cheaper prices, right? Not obviously a very ethical thing to do, in my personal opinion, but you got to understand this is money and this is a stock market, and some people will do things like that, okay? And they will try to cause panic. They will try to cause people to sell, lose money, so then they take losses, and then long term, likely that stock ends up thriving. And this person who's like, oh, you know, seeing all the fear and the panic and like sell, they end up selling for really bad prices. They watch that stock go up over the coming years. They get very jaded. They're like, why did I sell out of that? Why did I panic sell? Like, what happened there? And this is what happens in the stock market. It happens all the time, and I've seen it in a ton of stocks over time. Like I said, this is not up to the level Tesla was at. If anybody was investing in that stock in 2018 and 2019 on the message boards and seeing all the FUD that was put out there at that time around Tesla, that was next level, okay? But this, I got to say, for stock I hold, this is the closest thing to that we're starting to get to now at this point in time, okay? Now, what did I do with my shares here today, okay? I went and bought a bunch more shares here today, okay? This is in the main private account. I added 3,000 shares in my main private account today. Obviously, this account's by far away my biggest. So, I mean, yeah, I bought a lot of shares. Filled it at 1684, 3,000 shares. And this wasn't the only account I bought here today, okay? And we still got to get into what happened here today with the stock. Why is it down so much? What's my opinion on this? I've actually contacted Tattooed Chef. I'm going to show you what they kind of sent me back. We got a lot to get into, okay? I also bought, this one was in the public account, okay? This is the account that everybody in my private stock group can see every single move I've ever made in the history of that account. We now have, I believe, over $1.5 million in that particular account. Every single move ever has been documented. And picked up 1,000 shares in that particular account today because I was like, looks like a deal and I like a deal, okay? So I went ahead and bought some shares in that one. And I also bought some shares in another account we'll get into in just a second here today. This is in the public account alone. Now I am up to 8,100 shares of Tattooed Chef in the public account. I could see myself getting to a place where maybe I hold 10,000 shares in the public account total, okay? Now, you want to see my private account, okay? You want to see how many shares I got in my private account? Tattooed Chef, it's a few, okay? It's a lot of shares, okay? Let me show you now, all right? So, in my main private account, which is obviously my biggest stock market account, I now hold 40,000 shares of the Tattooed Chef stock in this particular account. And it's off to a rough start, but at the end of the day, I believe Tattooed Chef will be a multi-million-dollar maker stock for me overall, okay? I believe I will make multi-millions of dollars in the stock over time, but it's starting out rough. We're down 105,000 as of right now. I basically have 40,000 shares. I think those 40,000 are going to be worth a whole lot of money someday, okay? Let's just put it that way. And I will continue. Let me be very clear. If this stock continues to go down in the short term, I will continue to be a buyer of this stock, okay? I've always felt, let me just pull this back up real quick. I've always, before we get into the rest of this, I've always felt like worst case scenario for Tattooed Chef is it falls in the $12 to $15 range. Can I really see it getting down to $12? It's a long shot, but I could see it potentially happening, okay? But just because that's a potential does not mean I wait until those prices to buy, because it also might not fall. I think there's a high probability this stock bottoms within the next 30 to 60 days. So when I think about it from that context, high probability I would say this stock bottoms within 30 to 60 days. I need to aggressively add shares. Could I see it getting down to 15? Sure. NASDAQ goes down a bunch more, some more panic selling, some more misinformation put out there, people getting freaked out around the stock. It could fall to 15. I will gladly pick up a whole bunch more shares at 15. I built a position now in this stock where I'm okay with what I have. I don't really need to buy more shares. Sorry. Like I said, the second time I've had to record this video. I don't really need to buy more shares of the stock. However, if it keeps falling, I will continue to add. And I usually only buy like $1,000 shares a day as it falls. But here today, I mean, with the stock being down massively, I went ahead and bought over 5,000 shares total here today, because I mean, it's a massive deal. As the stock gets cheaper and cheaper, the amount of money I will end up making on the stock begins to get more and more and more. Okay. In a Chase account today, I bought another over 1,000 shares. In that particular account, I bought 1,150 shares there. So all total, here today, I bought over 5,000 shares of the stock. If it goes lower and today is not the bottom, I will continue to buy shares of this stock, okay? But at this point in time, I feel comfortable with the position I hold. I hold around roughly 50,000 shares if you add up all the different accounts, and that makes me feel very, very comfortable. However, if it falls more, I'll add, I've always told my private group, I'm willing to get up to 55,000 to 59,000 shares total in this stock, okay? And then from there, long-term hold, the story will play out. I think the stock could start running as early as this summer, okay? As early as this summer, the stock could already start running. And once this baby starts running, in my opinion, it's not coming back. Let's just put it that way, okay? Well, we got a lot more to get into here, okay? So I sent this message to Tattooed Chef on their Instagram last night. It says shelves super empty at all Target stores, because what we're seeing. So in the private stock group, we have a Discord chat, okay? And we have a Discord chat in there that is just dedicated toward folks taking pictures when they go to Target stores, Sam's Club, Costco, wherever, Tattoo Chef is sold at, right? And what we're seeing is, the Target display, although it's beautiful when it's full, it's almost empty right now. And that's almost across the entire United States right now. Like, the sell-through is ridiculous. I mean, absolutely ridiculous for this company, okay? And so I'm like, shelves super empty at Target stores. What's going on with the inventory situation? Please pass this along to Sam. Thanks. And he said, hello, there is not a production or supply issue for Tattooed Chef products, okay? So, first off, I mean, I didn't think there was, but it's nice to just hear that confirmation that there's not any issues there, okay? Our products are selling so great and exceeding the expectations of the buyers. We are excited by the growth of Tattooed Chef in conventional retail, okay? Good news, okay? Good news. I wasn't really worried, but at the same time, it's good just to get a little confirmation there, okay? So that's that. Now this, okay? So, Tattooed Chef falls as company disclosed CFO resigned last week. So if you follow my channel a lot, you've probably heard me talk about my bull thesis on Tattooed Chef at least 10 times. How many times have I ever mentioned the CFO? How many times have I ever mentioned any of my bull thesis is around the CFO of Tattooed Chef? 0 times, and 0% of my investment thesis in Tattooed Chef is around the CFO of that company, okay? I don't really care who's the CFO of the company, okay? All that I care is Sam Galetti's leading that, and Sarah's doing the amazing innovation, and they're getting massive distribution, and they're in front of one of the biggest changing things we've seen in any industry in a long time, okay? That's all I care about. The CFO, I couldn't even remember the dude's name. It was Charles, I guess, okay? I couldn't even remember his name because, I remember Sam, I remember Sarah, I remember Stephanie at that company, okay? They're the ones that matter. And by the way, Stephanie's taken over this role as CFO. I believe she used to be a CFO as well, as if I recall when I was doing my research work on this company. And so the fact that people get freaked out over a CFO leaving is kind of laughable, okay? The CFO, maybe he doesn't like the stress. This is just all guesses. Maybe he doesn't like the stress of being a public CEO, right? You're in the public markets. There's a lot of stress. There's a lot of scrutiny that comes along with that, right? It's difficult. The company's growing rapidly. And let me just tell you, being a CFO of a company that's growing rapidly is a tough task, okay? It is a tough task. Ask anybody who's done it. It is not easy to be a CFO of a company that's growing rapidly. You're adding employees all over the place. You're growing production all over the place, right? You got expenses going here, money going there. You got revenue skyrocketing. You got profitability going from a loss to a profit to a lot. You're switching around, right? Maybe they don't want that. Maybe they just weren't doing a good enough job. And Sam was like, hey, we got to get, Stephanie to take over this role because we think, she'll do a better job. Who knows why the reason is? It could be a million different reasons there. But what I can tell you is I care about this 0%, literally 0%, okay? I remember when Tesla's CFO left, this was, oh man, I don't know if this was 2 years ago now or what it was, but I remember Tesla stock fell massively, and there was all these fears around, is Elon Musk cooking the books at Tesla because the CFO just left, and it's just like, always like ridiculous stuff that people just like, short sellers, trolls, haters, whatever you want to call them, they're all grouped into one at the end of the day, that they'll put out there. And it was like, are you serious? Like, oh my gosh, okay? And so now something like that happens here today. Stock's down 10% plus. Just absolutely ridiculous. I literally don't care about the CFO leaving at all. Not even 1%, okay? Now let's talk about numbers for this company, okay? Very, very important here when it comes to this company, Tattoo Chef, okay? So basically, there's not many analysts that cover the stock, but they have them growing about 50% this year. Based upon the sell-through I'm seeing, I can see them growing well over 50% this year, okay? When you go to these stores and you see, like, the sell-through at the Target stores alone is massively more than I think Target expected, Tattoo Chef expected, but specifically Target. I think when they were given this new, almost an entire freezer door, not quite an entire freezer door, but almost an entire freezer door to Tattoo Chef, okay? I think they thought these products will sell in line or a little better than other products in this category. So let's order such and such amount, okay? And what we're seeing is sell-through that's gone ridiculously parabolic for this stock, okay? And the products move like hotcakes, okay? Hotcakes. You ever heard that one? Selling like hotcakes. I don't know where that came from. Probably some old stuff in the 1960s or something like that, okay? Selling ridiculous. Let's just put it that way. And so Target, I think, has been caught off guard by this, and they haven't put in their orders fast enough, essentially. And they thought, because the thing is, like, a good selling product, in a freezer aisle can sell 3 to 5 items per week. That's laughable for Tattoo Chef, okay? 3 to 5 per week? Are you kidding me? You must be flipping my flapjacks. Tattoo Chef's going to move exponentially more than 3 to 5 items per week per store, okay? But that's what, places like Target are used to. They're used to 3 to 5 items. If they have an item in the freezer aisle, it's going to sell 3 to 5 of them per week, essentially, okay? Yeah, Tattoo Chef's going to blow that out of the water. And so these revenue numbers for 2021, I could definitely see them blowing those out of the water. Next year, high probability, in my opinion, they grow 50% plus. Next year, they're going to likely get into Kroger, in my opinion. Think about Kroger. It's the biggest, by far and away, the biggest grocery store chain in the entire United States of America. They'll likely get into Albertsons, Safeway, Vons, all those stores next year. The revenue is going to skyrocket in my opinion, in this company. Profitability. Let's talk about profitability. I think there's a high probability that in 2023 or 2024, this company has $100 million of net income on the bottom line. $100 million of net income on the bottom line, in my opinion, in either 2023 or 2024. Based upon the type of revenue numbers I'm seeing, based upon the type of gross margin I think they're going to get, I think $100 million or more in 2023 or 2024 net income wise. And when you talk about a company that's still going to be growing at a rapid clip, high probability that Tattoo Chef at that time will already be commanding between a $4 billion and a $7 billion valuation. And it's a $1.3 billion valuation here today, okay? 9 figures of cash on this balance sheet, growing exponentially. In the thing is, like, with this whole plant-based diet movement, this isn't like, we're not going backwards on this. I just hope so people know. Kind of like we're not going backwards when it comes to like electric vehicles and ICE vehicles. And it's not like all of a sudden we're going to go, like, we're not going backwards. You don't go like from a smartphone to a flip phone, okay? This change to plant-based diets is not going backwards. We're going to continue to move this forward. And this is one of the, most well-positioned companies in the entire world to benefit from this. I mean, the opportunity, I think, in this stock is immense. I think the chances, I lose money in the stock over the next 5 years is less than 1%. I think the chances I double, triple up my money or a lot more than that over the next 5 years, I would put it somewhere around 95%, okay? So that is Tattoo Chef. The more the stock falls, the more and more money I will make. This will be a multi-million-dollar maker for me over time, in my personal opinion. And it will just be another one that we drained a 3 on. So hope you guys enjoyed this as always. By the way, oh man, I got rid of it on the desktop. But anyways, Beatrice, there'll be pinned comment down there. Beatrice doing a sick kind of thing going through, I think, a 10K or 10Q of Tesla. It's absolutely free. I'll put it as a pinned comment down there. So if you want to check that out, it's actually today. It's in a few hours from now. So enjoy. Much love as always, guys. Don't forget to smash, and peace.